Well, what happened was Apple decided to replace Google Maps with its own Apple Maps, not just on the new iPhone 5, but on any device using its latest operating system. They thought it was fine. They said it was going to have all sorts of great features. Once people started using it, they found all sorts of things were wrong, that they just couldn't find all sorts of places, and that some places appear to be in the wrong place. I've got a few examples here from my own use, actually. So, the other day I was trying to find Euston Square Tube, an underground station in London. You can't find that. No results found for Euston Square Tube. I was in southeast London the other day trying to find Mottingham railway station to try and get a train back into London. Couldn't find it anyway. Found it on Google Maps. Luckily I had another device with Google Maps on it. Couldn't find it on Apple Maps. Here's one of the more amusing ones. If you search for Luton on Apple Maps, it appears to be beautifully situated near the seaside. Now, to be fair, there is a tiny village called Luton near the Devon coast, but most people looking for Luton probably wouldn't be looking for that. It just doesn't know its way around. So, Tim Cook, the chief executive of Apple, has released this apology. And what's interesting about this apology is that it's very different in style from what you might have expected of Steve Jobs, whose real sort of strategy was, we do what we do, we don't apologise, we believe in what we do. He did once sort of apologise for a problem with the iPhone 4 with the aerial, but he basically indicated that it was users' fault, they were holding it wrong. This is a very different style of apology, and it ends up by saying, well, we're going to get everything better as soon as we can, but in the meantime, why don't you try Google Maps or Nokia Maps? He's actually suggesting that users can go to the sites of Google or Nokia and use their mapping systems instead. And there, I've done that and I've found that Nokia Maps did find me Mottingham railway station. So it's a bit of a humiliation for Apple, but also an interesting change of style at the company.
It is, isn't it? Because you would expect a company the size of Apple to have sort of tested these programs before they replaced something that was working perfectly and all their customers were really quite happy with.
I think it's an interesting lesson in how long it takes to get this right. Google Maps started in 2005, was pretty ropey back then, has been refined over the years and, you know, is nigh on perfect. Apple put this out and says it's more than 98%, 99% right. You only have to get a few things wrong for people to be quickly upset, because once it's put out there for live testing by millions of people, and he says millions upon millions of people have already started using this, and most of them are finding it okay, but you only need to find a few mistakes and you've got a big hoo-ha.